we there yet? Ladies and gentlemen, I have to drive about 200 miles today. And so while I'm driving, I decided I'm going to talk to y'all. Y'all don't mind, do y'all? And even if you did, you can just turn the video off. You know what I'm saying? That's how you take care of mining. Yeah, we do mining around here. So if y'all mind, you just turn off the video. All right, got a couple of things that I want to talk about. Now, see, these are the videos that you're going to benefit the most from, because this is where I'm just talking with the stuff that's on my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because every little thing I do is on my mind. Okay? The way I feel about you is driving me. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? All right. Know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, there are a couple of things that need to be discussed. And we're going to talk about the consults. Most people, for the life of me, not the recent consults. The recent consults have been perfect. They have been asking legitimate questions. Let me tell you one question one individual asked. Now, we've talked about it before, but not everybody has the time to listen to every video. The person had their vehicle repossessed. So I simply told them the easiest way to take care of that, and I'm going to explain why this is so easy, is to simply file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Why Chapter 7? Well, because first, Chapter 7 immediately halts all debt collection activities. Of course, you list the automobile loan, the student loan, the home loan, all of those things as unsecured. And you deliver it to the finance company. They have a, pay attention, bankruptcy department for their collection part of their company. Why? Because if they ignore the bankruptcy filing, it's called, pay attention, contempt of court. Now, I've had one company ignore a young lady's request to return her car, and she just didn't have the wherewithal and the fortitude to go after them. For in bankruptcy court, you can ask the judge to issue sanctions against the finance company and the repo company. And you can also do it in small claims court. Why? Because bankruptcy court orders also conveys on the state level. Yay! It's a great day in the world! So, that's in case some of you didn't know. See, you get it for free here. You don't have to pay nobody. But she had some other issues to be discussed, because she had more than one thing that was going on, and so we discussed those more than one things that was going on. But that was the primary thing, because she didn't have a vehicle. So I simply told her, because this is a holiday weekend, this is just before that memorable day, I told her that if she got the bankruptcy filed this morning, you have to take a counseling course, and you have to have completed that counseling course within the last, 6 months or so? Well, anyway, last 6 months, 2 years, I don't know what the rules are for that stupid court. Okay, there are so many things people need to know about bankruptcy court. If only they knew. Patti LaBelle. I mean, literally, if only they knew. Now, right now, I am doing 60 miles per hour. So that means that I will be in town in an hour. Back to the hotel. The second consult was a young man who had a situation to where, man, he was dead to rights. I mean, man, there is just no way in the world he gonna get out of this. He had a situation to where he was driving without a license, and driving without insurance, and driving without license plates, and this was the third time he was pulled over for this. He got his car back and everything, but, you know, it's the third time, y'all. Oh, God. And each of the other times, he agreed to a plea agreement. Oh, man, he says, I'm going to do that, Your Honor. Y'all just don't worry. Don't you fret. I's gonna do everything y'all want me to do. Now let me go. Okay, y'all let me go. Oh, I can do probation or I can do 30 days in jail. Well, if I do 30 days in jail, that means y'all getting paid for each day I'm in jail. So I went online, I pulled up the Ralph, not the Ralph Trazevant, not Ralph, New Edition. No, I pulled up the Trazevant versus Tampa Bay, Florida case. The city of Tampa Bay, it's Trazevant versus the city of Tampa Bay. Y'all can pull the case up. Trazevant sued them because they held him for 23 minutes. Yeah, he got pulled over by the state trooper, and the state trooper says, boy, you got a warrant. He's like, boy, your mama's a boy, but if I got a warrant, how much is the warrant? And he said, what you say about my mama? I said, how much is the warrant? What you talking about? Why are you talking about your mama? Are you that lonely that you need to be? Man, something wrong with you. And how much is the warrant? And he told him, he says, the warrant, homie, is for $2,800. He said, oh, man, you ain't said nothing. I got that on me because I deal drugs, homie. Here's your $2,800. All right, then give me my receipt and let me go about my business. He's like, oh, no. $2,800, you got that in your pocket? I got to take you down to the station. We got to do an investigation on you. We got to run a background check to make sure you ain't got no warrants and no wants and no... Oh, no, you can't do that. I gave you the money. You don't get to hold me for no investigation. You do your investigation by yourself. I don't want to participate. Oh, you ain't got no choice, homie. So come on, we going down to the police station. And they brought him down to the police station, put him in a holding cell, fingerprinted him, booked him, and then took his money, gave him a receipt, and let him go. Trazevant like, you mother... Okay, fine. Let me show you what I'm going to do. And you know what Trazevant did? Trazevant sued them and asked for a jury trial. And Trazevant got his jury trial. And you know what the jury said? They said, hey, Trazevant, man, Shaka Khan, we feel for you. And no, we ain't letting this happen. We're going to give you, pay attention, $25,000 for them 23 minutes of incarceration. Now, Bradley Christopher Stark added fees and stuff to it, but it really comes out to $1.5 million per day. Okay? $1.5 million per day. And per hour, man, it's like $1,000. Okay? That ain't got no problem because I had ChatGPT do the math. And he did the math for the young man. And I said they held you for 30 days. It was actually supposed to be 45 days, but you got released 15 days early. I said, so let me tell you what you do. You charge them for the entire 15 days. You don't give them time for good behavior. You go ahead and you charge them for all of those days because it's a debt. They didn't have a right to hold you under no stupid state so-called code. There is no law allowing for some codification agency to come up with a code. Ladies and gentlemen, every last one of your states, the code is not written by Congress. The code is written by some commission, a group of attorneys, sometimes attorneys, judges, and law professors. Who are they to be making laws? In the United States, only the legislature can make law. These idiots are not part of the legislature. Well, it says that they're an agency of the legislature. No, the law doesn't say anything about no legislative agency making law. The law specifically says that it has to be members of Congress, that they have to introduce a bill. The bill has to be voted on by both the House and the Senate, and then it's got to go to the governor. And in the United States level, it has to go through the House and the Senate, and then it has to be sent to the president to be signed after the president decides whether or not he approves of the bill. It's called the legislative process, and the legislative process is strict. It's not, oh, mama, may I? No, the legislative process is etched in stone. Can't avoid it, can't get around it. That's just the way it is. Well, all of you in these different states, you're being guided by some stupid code or statute not written by Congress, because you signed that contract known as a driver's license application to prove to you that it's a contract. Go ahead and look at the document and see if you find the word agree, A-G-R-E-E, and then see if you find the word I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. That's an affidavit and a contract. All suffering succotash. And you guys are signing these contracts like, they're made out of water. And you're thirsty in the middle of the desert. Just gobbling them all up, just sign on the dotted line, signing. You're not even reading the stuff. So we told you to add the word void after your signature. That is your disaffirmance. Not up to a judge. That's up to you. See, contracts are all about intent. See, the government cannot force you to contract in order to exercise a right, not a privilege, a right. The right to travel upon the highways is a right. Supreme Court has already said it in too many cases. However, the right to operate a motor vehicle, now that's not a right. Operating a motor vehicle, no, that takes skill. You need to be a professional to operate a motor vehicle, and so they can regulate the operating of a motor vehicle. So you don't ever want to be operating a motor vehicle. So when the police talk about you're operating a motor vehicle, excuse me, operating? No, I'm driving, homie. Driving and operating driving and operating are not the same thing, you ignorant moron. You better go look up the definition. I am not driving. I'm not operating. I'm driving. Yeah, it's okay to drive. See, they changed the word on y'all. See, they said driving was the same thing. So you were saying you were traveling. Y'all are using the wrong words. Y'all don't understand legal terminology. Go ahead. Notice you're given a ticket for operating a motor vehicle. Doctors operate. Individuals in construction operate heavy equipment. Pay attention to the word operate. Now I'm going to say it again. Lord have mercy. Y'all got to pay attention. That's what they're doing. They're using words. So you got to take the words and break it down. I don't want nobody else to hear the sound. Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. Shh. Shh. Well, that's the name of the song, Shh, that I was just singing. Shh. Okay? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, each of these two individuals that I spoke with yesterday, I broke it down for them so that they can understand it. See, it's one thing to hear somebody talking about something on video and walking into a courtroom and repeating what they're saying. Oh, no. It's another thing to go in that courtroom, put everything down on paper, and have the judge sit up there and ask questions and say, look, Your Honor, I ain't got time for all of this. You're wasting my time. So either you're going to read what I wrote, or you're going to shut up, remove yourself from the bench as being incompetent, and put somebody else on here, because I'm entitled to a fair trial, and you reading their junk and accepting their junk on the record and ignoring mine, that's not fair, homie. That's a denial of my right to equal protection of law. And I do have the right to be equally protected within the law. Whether it's a statute or a law, you have equal protection of law, meaning they have to treat you equally. So if the prosecution puts something on the record, now look, I was able to explain to him that by signing a plea, and I had ChatGPT explain it. I had Poe, P-O-E, Poe, that AI system. I had it explain that when a person signs a plea agreement, when they enter a plea on the record, when they put a pleading into the record, that all of that equates to admitting the genius of the record, which means you are admitting that the evidence against you is genius. Oh, God, it's genius. Amazing. And imagine that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on a road right now, and the person in front of me is not used to being on this road, and so they're doing 40 miles an hour. As a matter of fact, they are riding and straddling the line, and now they're doing 35 miles an hour. And this is on purpose because they're not too bright. So what I have to do is go around them. And what they just didn't make any sense. Let's just say after I went around them, they were doing 50 miles an hour. But what they did is they went over to the side of the road and went all up on the curb, and well, not the little median on the side of the road. Okay, it's dirt and grass. They went all up on that. I guess they were trying to tell me to go around, and so when I tried to go around, they tried to speed up. So I wasn't sure if the idiots were, in their right state of mind. So y'all be careful out there, because there's a lot of stupid people on this planet, and they just want to cohabitate. Whew, man, got to get rid of them stupid people. But for the time being, they want to cohabitate because they it's like gender modification. They want to cohabitate, and y'all just gotta let them be. Ooh, or y'all gonna get canceled. All right, sorry, stupid cancellation. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, by having the unit pull up the cases dealing with Genius of the Record, you guys are not going to have it pull up that stuff. You have to go to the website, either SATCOM or SAA, and you have to pull up the incarceration contract, and you have to pull up the section on pleas. And you have to put up the section where plea admits the Genius of the Record, or you can go to the greatest document ever done. There's a section in there talking about entering pleas and how you admit the Genius of the Record. Why would you be testifying against yourself? Well, what you don't know is when you enter a plea, the judge is supposed to tell you the consequences of your entering a plea. Well, they don't do that. That's where they get in trouble. You see, remember, as I told you, the guy was dead to rights, okay? He signed the contract, didn't follow the contract, but he can also get them for not following the contract. See, they didn't reveal all the terms of the contract. And by not revealing all the terms of the contract, and I gave them about 7 other things to bring up, attacking the record, attacking the evidence. In every criminal case, and this is what I've found, this is how I have been able to help people. You attack the evidence. You have to remember, as I told Marcos Lopez, the magistrate at the time, now the idiot's a judge. Anyway, I said, sir, I plead guilty to the facts. You want to plead? I plead guilty to the facts. Well, if you're going to plead guilty, oh no, I plead guilty to the facts. Pay attention to what I'm saying. This ain't got nothing to do with how you perceive what I'm doing. I'm pleading guilty to the facts. Okay, well, the court's going to remand this for trial. Excuse me? I just pled guilty to the facts. What you doing? Aren't you going to sentence me for pleading guilty to the facts? And nope, he did not sentence me to pleading guilty to the facts. Why? Because there are no facts in any case. You guys keep thinking that junk they're putting on the record is evidence. That junk ain't nobody's evidence. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing 60 miles an hour. Remember that vehicle I told you was doing 40, then 39 miles an hour? Oh, he's still behind me now. He's almost maintaining my speed. Lord, to have mercy. You know how long ago that was? Now, just imagine. You know how long ago that was, because I told y'all. And all of a sudden, now he's doing the speed limit. I don't know what to tell y'all about. Like I said, y'all needs to be careful out here on these streets, because there's a lot of idiots out here, and they don't know what they's doing. And, oh no, this ain't him. This is another car, because this car coming up behind me, this sucker got some speed to him. And I mean, he coming up on my bumper like, I need to get out, move, get out the way, get out the way. That's when he coming up on my bumper light. And I was going to move out of his way. I ain't pulling over to no shoulder, going to be kicking up no dust. He just going to have to let it go. I just let him go by me. He's in one of them sports cars. And let me tell you, he's sporty all right, because he done passed me up, and all I'm seeing is taillights. Okay, and I'm about to not see his taillights anymore because he's going that fast. I'm doing 63 miles an hour. He's pulling away from me as if I'm only doing 20 miles an hour. We're in a long and winding road. Yes, it's true. Yes, I'm on a long and winding road. It's an hour worth of this stuff. And he's pulling away from me as if it's a straightaway. Okay, because he's in a sports car. He gets to do that. He can hug these turns. I can't hug these turns like that. All right, back to the story. Ladies and gentlemen, in every case, especially criminal matters, some of you guys are going into court saying all of this junk. I told you all, and I mean this, I told you all that I've tested out all of that junk. I went in there and said all of that stuff before Marcos Lopez and all of them. They sent me to see, pay attention, 7 psychiatrists. Okay, 7. They all said wasn't nothing wrong with me. Now, one said something was wrong with me. Said, oh no, you got some problems. We're going to put you in 3 days for evaluation. And after the day and a half, the supervisor came in and said, what are you doing in here? I said, nope, they just put me in here because I refused to talk. He says, will you talk to me? I said, I'll give you a shot. And we sat there and we talked for an hour, okay? And we just talked. And he says, man, I'm putting you back. Look, you can stay here. It's a nice place. You won't have any problems here. I said, no, I need you to send me back where I was. There are too many people I said I was going to help, and I got to help those guys because they don't have anybody. He says, okay, I'll send you back. I said, thank you very much, sir. And he sent me back. So that was the 7th psychiatrist who I saw who said, ain't nothing wrong with you, homie. Oh, by the way, anytime they send you for a psych eval, that's all you have to do is have just a regular conversation. Don't talk about none of that sovereign, so-called stupid citizen stuff. Just talk, okay? Talk about the Braves. Talk about the so-called Dyers, okay? Talk about all of that. But don't talk about law. Don't talk about what you think the law is and how you think the law is. You don't need to talk about the law. They're just trying to see if you're competent enough just to simply be rational and hold a rational conversation. And that's what you do. That thing when I told you the first one they sent me to, and I asked them, I said, excuse me, where'd you get your law degree? I don't have one. Wait a minute. I'm kind of curious. How are you to determine whether or not I'm able to understand what the law is if you yourself are not a student of law? Well, okay, we're going to have at least one more session, and then I'm going to send my report to the court, and so we'll meet again on Thursday and possibly again on Saturday. I promise you guys, I'm still waiting for Thursday and Saturday to get here. Because I haven't seen Thursday or Saturday. Thursday, all Saturday, y'all, I haven't seen it. But I'm waiting for it to get here. Because it's surely going to get here soon. All right, back to the hotel. The reason why many of you are having problems with traffic tickets and all of that is because you're not attacking the evidence. Go after the code. The code is not written by Congress. Attack the code as not law. See, you're only required to follow the law. You're only required to know the law. The code is not law. So that means there's no obligation to follow the law. Now I'm going to segue to something else because this right here is apropos. That's right, I said apropos. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going through the mountains right now. And right now, it is 5:47 in the a.m. And it's foggy. I mean, we got fog right now. This is not fog. Everybody calls it fog. This is a cloud. Okay, this is a low lining cloud, and it'll probably be foggy all the way for the next 45 miles. Until about 10 o'clock, it will be this way because that's this area. Okay, when you talk about the helicopter that crashed into the side of the mountain in Iran that wanted to do a remake of Mr. Kobe Bryant. Yeah. Look, Kobe, I thought, was the greatest, in my opinion, greatest basketball player ever. I don't think anybody would even come anywhere near Kobe. It's because of his work ethic. Okay, that man worked harder than anybody else in the history of basketball. Don't believe me? Go and ask all of the people who knew him. He took that as a job. He took that seriously. He did not joke when it came to basketball. Okay, go ahead. Everybody who knew him knew how serious he took that as a job because that he was serious about it. But now, hold on now. His pilot, who had been flying for greater than 15 years in the Los Angeles area. Now, most of y'all who've never been to Los Angeles, y'all don't know about the marine layer. The marine layer is the clouds that form during the evenings and early mornings as a result of the humidity, the water, and the heat. Oh, it just condenses and it forms these lower condensing clouds, and sometimes the clouds can be so thick you might get drizzle. And there's oftentimes during the fall and the spring that we will get drizzle from them clouds. That's right, because they're the marine layer. Well, there are planes that fly in and out of LA on a regular basis. Planes and helicopters on a regular basis through those clouds that everybody says is thick fog. They have radar, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the plane, the helicopter Kobe was on wasn't required to have radar. Yes, but you had best believe that pilot who had been flying for 15 years and whom Mr. Kobe trusted with his child and family on board, you had best believe, ladies and gentlemen, that that particular pilot had radar on that helicopter. Don't go by what the media is saying because that is stupid. You're flying those celebrities, you're going to let them know that you have top-of-the-line equipment. There is no way in the world you're going to be flying somebody who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, like Kobe was, and then you crash into the side of a mountain because they claim you didn't have radar or you didn't know how to fly through a cloud? Lord have mercy. Oh, I'm through the cloud now. There's no more fog right now. Okay? That's the system. I'm through the cloud. The same thing as a pilot knows. But he also knew the area that he was in. He would have flown above the mountains. He would not have crashed into the side of a mountain. The same thing with the pilot in Iran. Okay, do not believe that that pilot crashed into the side of a mountain. Do you know how often the president of Iran has taken that helicopter with that pilot? That's the same thing as, the president of the United States, Biden, and all of them. When they get into that helicopter, Marine Force One, you heard of it. Have you ever heard of them flying into the side of a mountain? Notice this. If you guys don't know anything about Ron Brown, the DNC chair, during Clinton's reign, where he was getting ready to offer testimony against Bill and Hillary. Oh, no. Y'all need to go back. Y'all talking about Bill and Hillary with Pizzagate and all of that stuff. Y'all need to let that go. Go back to Ron Brown, where he was getting ready to offer up some dirt on them. And next thing you know, he and a bunch of executives in their plane crash into the side of a mountain in Russia. Excuse me? Why are all of these... Go ahead. Go. Do yourselves a favor. Do me a favor. Go and look at how many planes crash into the side of mountains every year. Go ahead. Just, no. Because that fog that was in Iran. It's the same fog that happens in every country, in every mountainous area. Excuse me, during the spring and the fall. Go ahead, they're in the northern hemisphere, so that it's springtime. So go ahead, look at how many planes crash into mountains, how many helicopters crash into mountains, and then go over the protocols that are in place to prevent that from happening. Go over the requirements that the pilots must understand to keep them from crashing into the side of a mountain, and then go back and listen to how the media gives you that as an excuse for what happened to all passengers on board are believed to have perished in the accident. The NTSB and the AFB-CDEFG is doing an investigation, and it turns out this particular helicopter had a black box, and so they're going to be going over the black box to see exactly what happened to cause this plane, this train, this bus, this helicopter to crash into the side of a mountain. It's the basic same line they give you all the time. That's how you know they're lying. Okay? Can freak accidents happen? Yes, but how come it's always happening with executives or chief executives of countries such as presidents? The reason why Iran is so important because Iran and Israel just had an issue. Now, Israel's got a lot of pride, y'all. Let me tell y'all something about Israel y'all didn't know. Now, I promise y'all didn't know this. Did you know that there are Jehovah's Witnesses in Israel? Did you know that there are Jehovah's Witnesses in Palestine? Did you know that there are Jehovah's Witnesses in Russia? Well, did you know that all three groups exist in the land of Israel? That's right, Jehovah's Witnesses, even though Israel doesn't like them, but they exist in Israel. And the Palestinians, the Russians, and the Israelis, who are Jehovah's Witnesses, all meet together regularly with no problem. No animosity, no tension, no racial anything. You didn't know that because they didn't want you to know. They simply didn't want you to know. Why? Because it was none of your business. None, yes. Okay? But that's on a regular basis that they meet, ladies and gentlemen. Even though Israel has, in their own way, banned Jehovah's Witnesses, Russia has banned Jehovah's Witnesses, okay, they still meet together. Why? Well, because Jehovah's Witnesses don't have that border thing. They don't have that racial thing. Yeah. They have a history of complying with society, but they got rid of that stupid history of complying with society. Because, as Peter and the other apostles would say, they must obey Jehovah as ruler rather than man. Okay? So they don't follow man's traditions at all. Because man's traditions don't mean nothing if you ain't got that swing. Do-wah. Sorry. Alright, let's get back to the road trip. Those are, prior to talking about the Israeli thing, those were the conversations, the last two consults done yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, because now both individuals said at the end of the consult, man, that's a whole lot of information. It's going to take me some time to decipher that, to go through all of that. I'm like, okay. Literally, okay, no big deal. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a lot of information. That's why it's called a consult. My job is to give you as much information as possible so you can know what to do after that. I got a lady who's communicated with me. She did 2 consults because she had some issues she wanted to resolve. I tried to tell her. Now, I didn't do 2 consults with her just to be doing 2 consults. After the first consult, I said, no, tell me what the issue is before you pay for another consult, because it may be something I can just answer. And then she explained. I said, no, you're going to need another consult because that's too many things. And so we had the consult, and I spent the time to explain all of it to her. Now, she thought that just because I explained it to her, she was just going to be able to go out there and put together some pieces of paper and it was all going to work. Lord have mercy. No, it don't work like that, homie. Whew. So I told her the same thing I'm going to tell you guys. Two young ladies listened to the videos that I did. They listened to the laws. Now look, I'm going to tell you, I showed all of you before anybody else was showing you this thing about the IRS accepting bills of exchange. Well, not the IRS, but the Treasury. And I showed you the code. If you want to look it up, just go IRS manual, campus support hyphen bills of exchange. And then look for the section that says 21.1.7.1. And you'll see it right there. Just do a keyword search for bill. Go to the first one, it'll say bill of exchange, and it'll tell you bill of exchange and Fedwire. Okay? All you got to do is understand what they're saying. Okay? So what I did, the two young ladies listened to the video, and then they put some other pieces together from other videos that I've done. They're both part of the Launchpad on Telegram. We meet every weekday at 7 a.m. Can I be a part of that? No. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, they got together by themselves, didn't tell anybody else they were doing this, and they figured it out. Both figured it out. Then I have two more people who figured it out based on just the information I was given. No, I'm not going to give you all the pieces. Yes, you're going to have to figure it out. Yes, you're going to have to do your own research. Yes, you're going to have to prove the information to yourself. So I told the young lady, I said, you have to do your research. But here are the pieces to the puzzle. Said, I can't give you their process because that's their process. They haven't given me permission to give it to you, just like they haven't given me permission to give it to you guys. And so I can't give it to you. But what I can tell you, and I can be 100% serious about this, they listened to the video. They listened, and then they went and they did their own research. The young lady I was talking to yesterday says, when I told her to go do her own research, she says, well, what videos do you suggest I watch? I said, oh, no, you ain't going to be watching no video. Oh, God, no. You're going to go and look up the information for yourself. Since this is information regarding the IRS, then you go look up their policies and their procedure. If it's information regarding the Treasury, then you go look up their policies and procedures. If it's information regarding the principal of a school, then you go look up the school's policies and regulations. But you don't go look at nobody's stupid videos to understand what the law and the rules and the regulations are. Oh, look at there. There's a deer, Mommy. He's the one that caused accidents. People just hit him because he's on the road. That's right. Just saw a deer on the road. Oh, dear. And he just moved out of the way. Good deer. Oh, dear. I'll see you later, deer. Anyway, the deer is gone. The deer is gone away. Uh-oh. Whew. Almost hit a roadrunner. Sorry, two roadrunners in the street, and they're not as fast as you think, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm doing 55 miles an hour. And so roadrunners are not as fast as you think. He almost became roadkill. I mean, a speed bump. But he flew. He saw this car coming, and he saw the headlights, and he flew. Oh, no, I'm not swerving for an animal. I'm sorry. No, that's how people die. 55 miles an hour, that is not any time I'll pull my foot off that gas pedal, but I'm not going to be slamming on no brakes, and I'm not going to be swerving and slamming myself into no tree, because I am not George of the Jungle. I know how to watch out, okay? All right, back to the hotel. Explaining to the young lady that she needed to do her own research, that it was imperative that she did her own research. She said, oh, and she says, no, I got it now. And I was sure she got it. Now, the original young lady, the one who I told she needed to do her own research and she paid for 2 consults, she was constantly, as she was researching things, reaching back out to me. with her research. I'm not here to help you guys do research. I'm not going to follow through your research. I don't care what you're researching. I could care less. And I tried to explain that to her, that it wasn't that type of party. So she's been frustrated because nothing has been working for her. And I told her it hasn't even been 4 weeks. It's impossible for you to have done the research you claim you were doing. Because she thought by getting a consult I was going to explain to her, and I did everything she needed to do, and I did. But she thought I was going to give her all of the missing pieces to her puzzle, and I did. But she thought I was going to just spell it out to her in plain English, and I will not. That's not a consultation. That's a tutorialship. Okay, I don't do that. I ain't never volunteered to do that. You don't pay me $500 to get rid of $3 billion worth of stuff. Please. You're paying for my time. My time is to educate you so that you will know the information, like those 2 young ladies I told you about, or the other gentleman. Now, I'm going to give you guys something else, something y'all didn't even, now I just gave you a whole lot and you didn't even realize it. So you're going to have to go back and listen. See, that's the thing with me. I don't say everything straightforward because I'm not supposed to. You have to go in and you have to figure out what's being said. You have to hear with your mind. You have to see with your mind. I say it again so that you get it. You don't see with your eyes. You never see anything with your eyes. Oh no, I look through my eyes. That's right. You look through your eyes, but you don't see with your eyes. You see with your mind. It's your mind that understands what your eyes are looking at. Your eyes don't see anything. Your eyes are just flesh. Okay? Your eyes are just lenses reflecting and bouncing off of retinas and all of that stuff. Your eyes don't see anything. Let him that has an eye see. Let him that have eyes see. Let him that has an ear hear. Your ears don't hear anything. Your ears are just flesh. You have an eardrum. Hey, can you play that beat for me one more time? Okay, that's all you have is an eardrum. Your eardrums don't hear anything. They are flesh. But when the ears take in sound, because you take in sound through your ears, you don't hear through your ears, you take in sound, your mind extrapolates that and converts it into understanding. I hope you understand. So when I speak to you, I'm looking for the people who can literally see with their mind and hear with their mind. That's what I'm looking for. Or that's what I'm talking about. Okay? And the people who can get it. Ladies and gentlemen, the piece that I'm going to give you, there was a gentleman, I haven't heard from him since. They were able to do the operating circular. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you about Federal Reserve Operating Circular number 10, y'all all didn't get it. Well, where do I get an ABA routing number? So I showed people where to get an ABA routing number. But Federal Reserve Operating Circular number 10 don't say nothing about you needing an ABA routing number. The bank needs an ABA routing number. That was for the banks to fill out, people! God, I'm sorry. I apologize. Lord, y'all just don't know. So this is how I explain it to people. When you first went to the bank, did you fill out the entire document known as the Operating Circular number 10? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You only signed it, and you only filled out certain sections. So y'all don't know that y'all just need to bring the phone and the promissory note to the bank and say, hey, I need to get me a loan, and here is the paperwork, and here's the promissory note. There you go. Shame on you all. I tell you to do your research. And then you all get a form and you automatically think you got to fill out every line. And I keep telling you, this ain't school. Many of you went to school and you were told to check every box, don't leave any box blank. And y'all still living that life. Y'all still paying attention to that junk. And that's why you're not getting nowhere. Okay, tax forms don't require you to fill out every line, and neither do their forms. There are certain things they must fill out. And you guys are sitting up there filling out sections that ain't even for you to fill out because you're not reading it. You are giving them authorization. So why are you filling everything else out? You're authorizing them to fill out the form. And you're not paying attention because what? Many of you are not reading the operating circular. You're just going to appendix number 3 and reading those forms, and you are trying to figure out how to fill out those forms and not realizing if it doesn't apply, you leave it blank. And most of it doesn't apply to you. It's not for you. So you leave it blank and you leave it for them to fill out. And if they need you to fill out anything, they will tell you, oh no, sir, no, you must fill out this and you must fill out that and you must fill out, because you can get with this or you can get with that or you can get with this. That's what they're trying to tell y'all, but y'all not paying attention. Y'all are not paying attention. And all I can say, all I can say, now let me say it again. All I can say is y'all are not paying attention. So, shame on y'all. Because I keep saying it, keep telling it to you guys, and you're not getting it. But you're not saying it. Don't tell me how to talk. Don't tell me how to explain things. I've been doing this for too long. I'm not talking to the mindless people, the ones who don't know how to think for themselves. I'm talking to the people who want to take the time to figure something out, who want to take the time to think, whose mind needs to relearn how to think. Right now, y'all forgot how to think. Y'all literally forgot how to think. You can't think for yourselves. You want to think along the line that they taught you to think. And that's where you're messing up at. Literally. That's where you are messing up at, because you're trying to figure things out according to their understanding and not trying to figure things out according to the understanding. You understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? Sorry, that was a 3-way stop, and I had to take the time to look because I'm through the mountain. Okay? I still got some twists and turns because there's still these little small mountains that hits 25 miles an hour. And after I hit this turn, then I hit this turn. Oh, no, we're still in that turn. Oh, the turn gets deeper. Oh, and then, I got through that turn. And then after I get through that turn, oh, no, here's another turn. And I'm going through this turn. Oh, hold on. I'm still going through this turn. Still going through this turn. I am still going through this turn. Oh, just past the car. Oh, going through another turn. And then, looks like that I'm going through another turn. So that's the type of road I'm going through. Oh, look at that, another turn. And this is going to be the next 5 minutes of just one turn after the other turn after the other turn. One turn, you can't even try to go around this turn at 15 miles an hour. Okay? This turn is that deep. It's 90 degrees. Okay? And here it is right here. The first one, 90 degrees. And the second one, and yes, I said 15 miles an hour. The second turn, 90 degrees. All the same turn, just one right behind the other. So, yeah, that's what I have to go through when I come into town. Now, going the other way, heading in the other direction to the other town, wait! You talk about some twists and turns. Yeah, you'll end up being sick by the time, if you've never been on that road before, you'll end up being sick or feeling sick. That I remember I was in Puerto Rico with a young man named Maximiliano, and they took me through the mountains, and I promise you I was more sick. Didn't throw up. I haven't thrown up since 9 years old. I said I'd never do it again, and I have not gotten to that point. But that's how I felt, okay? That is exactly how I felt going through those turns. I'm still going through twists and turns. This is another 90 degree, and here's another one of those 90 degrees. Ooh. And got another 45 degree. And then right after this 45 degree, is this the end of it for the, nope, another 45 degree. And I think we got, after this 45 degree, we got one more 45 degree. And then we're through all of the degrees. You see, I got my degree. And that's me just getting into town. Getting back to you guys. Yeah, that's right. You take a trip with me. We're going to talk about everything. Ladies and gentlemen, go back and look at Federal Reserve Operating Circular number 10. Understand what you're looking at, because many of you guys don't understand what you're looking at. And because you don't understand what you're looking at, you don't know what to do with it. I'll say it because everybody else is afraid to say it. You don't know what to do with what you're looking at. It's Federal Reserve Operating Circular number 10. That's not for you. That's for the banks to fill out on your behalf. Shh! Did you just give us some wisdom? That's for the banks to fill out on your behalf. Go back, take a look at it. You are authorizing them to apply for that loan on your behalf. So it's not your ABA routing number, people. It's theirs. I know. Now some of you guys are going to go back and you're going to re-look at it. So don't sit up here and tell me that I didn't already give you the information. I did give you the information. You just decided that you were going to look at it the way you wanted to look at it and not according to the way it was supposed to be looked at. That's your fault. It wasn't my fault that you decided to look at things the way you felt was the way it should be looked at. That's why you're not getting nowhere, people. You need to stop. You need to unthink that stupidity. Stop listening to these videos and going by what the video says. Do your own research. Stop looking at things through your eyes. You are not the center of the universe, so you don't control nothing. Stop looking at things through your eyes. You don't control nothing. So why are you sitting up there thinking it has to be your way? You didn't write the rules, so why are you looking at it through your eyes? You have to look at it through the eyes of the person who wrote the rules. You know, I was just explaining this to a couple people yesterday. I am grateful I've had the experiences I've had, and there are a couple of things I'll explain. First, not only did I work for a government agency called the Army Corps of Engineers at the age of 16, not only did I work for a hospital at the age of 15, I worked for Domino's Pizza and Pizza Hut, and, you know, I worked for them type of places. But even Taco Bell, did I work at Taco Bell? I think I did work at Taco Bell for a minute. Didn't like it, so I think that was one of the ones I quitted. You heard what I said, I quitted, okay? Anyway, but I've had the opportunity of working for so many different places and having so many different experiences. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I did it for the experiences. Now those experiences are the thing that has helped me out for the most part in this stage of my life. It's those experiences that I am living off of and surviving off of, and I'm sharing with other people. So those experiences have been of a benefit. Oh, we're through all the mountains and everything. I'm now coming into the nearest city to my home. And I got to go to the post office, which is the next stop. So this is what it takes, and this is what I have to go through. And I just got a cell signal. So for all of those minutes that we were traveling, there is no cell signal. Yeah, you'll see the chime and everything, and that's intermittent. There are a couple of spots that I can stop along that I might get a cell signal. Not guaranteed every time. So if something happens to you along that road, you better hope you're in a place where somebody can see you, got into an accident or something. Because other than that, you're going to be there until they find you. Okay? And they're going to have to stumble across you in order to find you, because nobody travels in that area. Nobody. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, to get things across to you so that you understand, the easiest way to understand any of this and all of this, I worked for the Army Corps of Engineers, and they called me in to help make policies for that building. It's called the Federal Building, downtown Los Angeles. I don't even know if Birdie's still alive because Birdie was probably 45 and I was 16 years old at the time. So Birdie is probably no longer alive. She was my supervisor. Her name was Birdie. And Birdie was okay. She thought I was too childish because I did not appreciate things the way she thought I should appreciate it. But she was my supervisor, and she called me in, and she says, "Look, we've listened to you, and we'd like to have you help us with this." They didn't even pay me extra, okay? But they were going over policies, and they were changing the policies in the manual, and they asked me to participate in helping with the wording, and that's what I did. I participated, and I helped them with the wording, and I would tell them, no, you can't say it that way because then people will think this, people will think that. And see, we worked out the wording. So when I say I've been doing this for greater than 40 years, just understand I was 16 years old when I was doing that. They recognized it then. So I don't make jokes about what I'm capable of. I know what I'm capable of, and others who have come to meet me know what I'm capable of. Yay! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue this conversation. I got to put y'all on pause. And the reason why I have to put y'all on pause because I'm at the post office. So give me 1 second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've stopped at the post office. The wench, that's right, my mama called people wenches. She's a wench. The person who runs that post office, she's called the postmaster. She is a LUT, L-U-T, with the S preceding the L-U-T. That's right, you heard it. You heard me say it. I said it, and she's one of them. And eventually, I will do the lawsuit against them. This time, I means it. Ladies and gentlemen, I started this conversation out because I wanted to talk to you guys about the lawsuit that I am doing. Pay attention. That is the $400 billion. Everybody's paying attention to the $400 billion. Don't focus on that number. That number means nothing. $400 billion means nothing. What you should focus on, and this is my suggestion, what you should focus on is the fact that each one of you are going to be allowed to join yourselves to this particular suit. Now, here's the thing. Let's say they kick it out. Then everybody else, I put the suit online for all of you. You got to do is go watch the last video. The link is right there. Copy and paste the link into your browser, and you'll get a copy of the lawsuit. And so let's say they kick this one out. Then I'm going to, by all means, invite you to file it on your own. That's right. Because you ain't got to follow this leader. You don't have to follow this leader. I'm getting on the freeway, y'all. It takes me this long to get to the freeway, but I have to go from 0 to 60. Oh, no, I don't. Ain't no traffic. It's 6:24 in the morning. Ain't no traffic. But I'm already at 60, so we're okay. I stop at 70 because the speed limit here is 65, and they do 80, I do 70. I don't need to go much more faster than 70. So I'll maintain my speed at 70 miles an hour anyway, so that you all understand what is absolutely, positively, duly necessary for me, for you, and for everyone is when you're going after these government agencies, you're going after these so-called agents, you must use their policies, their procedures. Okay, that's how you hammer, that's how you beat, that's how you slap them in the back of their head. is by using their own policies against them. That's the only way you can hurt them. You have to use their kryptonite. Their kryptonite, people, is their policies and procedures. They are agencies under the Administrative Procedures Act. They must follow their own policies. They must follow their own policies. They are agencies. They must follow their own policies. Yay. I'm so glad y'all understand. Sometimes, like parents, I don't think people understand. I am so glad you guys understand. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, I am going to start to bring this video to a close, because I think that I've talked about all the stuff that was on my mind. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The car that just passed me, it's one of them Polisima cars. Yeah, I got the bumper on it and everything, but this is one of those undercover police cars. Yeah, he got behind me and he decided to move on about his business. Yeah, but he was behind me for a minute. Okay, now when I say he was behind me for a minute, I wasn't even paying attention to him. But after he was behind me, the next thing you know, the idiot, the moron, the imbecile did was realize there was nothing he could do. Oh yeah, this has tags on it. That's right, it's registered in a different state. So they don't have jurisdiction over this automobile because it's not registered in this state. That's right, each DMV is a separate corporation. There is no such thing as the DMV of the United States. Each DMV falls under the Department of Transportation, and each state has its own Department of Transportation. So each DMV is separate. Okay? Just that simple. And so for him to sit behind me like that, yeah, and he looked and he saw the skin color, and he just was thinking he had something going for him, and then he realized, oh, I ain't got no reason to stop that mother. Okay, I gotta let him go. Let me go see if I can find somebody else. And so now he's taking his time proceeding forward. And I'm gonna let him proceed forward. He did drive by ever so slow looking at me. Keep looking, idiot. See, California just passed a law that they can't just pull you over and just start asking you questions about whatever they feel like asking you questions about. You know how they get you into those, you know why I pulled you over? They can't do that no more here. And then the Supreme Court just ruled that, because I've always hated this, I've always been angry at it. If a gang member runs from police, and they say gang members, you know how you saw Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, how they run from the police would chase them down and beat them down? Okay, they can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. They don't have the authority to do that. They never had the authority to do that. They can't just arrest somebody and beat them down because they feel like it. And that's what they were doing to quite a few people. They can't do that no more, y'all. Well, they never could. It's just they were doing it, but they never could do it. They didn't have the authority to do it. Yay. Oh, I'm still doing my 70 miles an hour because I got cruise control. So this is one of those mornings. I have a meeting at 7 o'clock, and I'm probably going to go to Starbucks or something. And I don't really feel like going to Starbucks because I can't stand them. But I'll probably end up going to Starbucks this morning because it's right next to the places I need to be, places I need to go. And so I'm probably going to do exactly that, so that I can have Wi-Fi with no interference and all of that other good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring this to a close. It makes it difficult because I am doing 70 miles an hour and I have a habit of not looking down on my phone while I'm driving. So I literally can't hang up this particular conversation because I have other cars around me and I can't take that chance. I have a rule. While I'm driving, I don't do handheld devices. So those of you who want to just go ahead and stop the video, go right ahead. The rest of you, we're going to be talking for at least the next 5 minutes because it's going to take 5 minutes for me to get to my destination. Now, here, I got two phones. Okay, so I got one earpiece in one ear from one phone and another earpiece in another ear from another phone. And there was a guy, he was wearing a set of headset. The same guy I told you about with the registration thing earlier that I did the consult with. He was wearing headphones on his head. And the headphones he was wearing, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, you guys just don't understand. This idiot just got in front of me. I'm sitting up here minding my own business doing my 70 miles an hour. This idiot passes me up, and his speed when he passed me up was 70 miles an hour. And so he pulls directly in front of me, taking away my stopping distance. You see, I maintain stopping distance from all of the vehicles that are around me because I don't have time to be slamming on my brakes and running into the back of nobody's car. Well, this idiot decided to pull in front of me and kill my stopping distance for whatever dumb reason. Now I'm on the passing lane. So now he's going to have to run into the fact, sorry, I'm now doing 85 miles an hour because as I'm passing him up, he wants to maintain speed with me. I don't understand these stupid idiots on this planet right now. It doesn't make sense to me. That literally makes no sense to me. But now he's doing 70 again. And now I'm doing 75. That's the problem we run into early in the morning. That's the ignorance, that's the stupidity, that's the moronity that I and others have to deal with this early in the morning. And I only have 2 more exits. So I got over so that I can get off of this freeway. Yay! Alright, finally, those of you. As I told you before, the hour style money orders never stop working. They've always worked for me. I've never had a problem with an hour style money order. I never had a problem using an hour style money order, sending it to a company for payment, and then sending that to the credit reporting bureaus, showing that I made a payment. That's right, you waited to the end of the video to get this information. I've given it before. I sent them, the credit reporting bureaus, a copy of the hour style money order, letting them know that I made a payment. You see, the law only requires that I make a payment. It doesn't say anything about the species in which the payment is made. Just that I make a payment. And so I would send them proof that I made a payment. The credit reporting bureaus cannot get around that. You see, because the credit reporting bureaus are getting from the company that I didn't make a payment. And I'm sending them proof that I did make a payment. Oops. You know what that does? That kills any argument that could be made by them. Oops. That's how that works out. That's how I got all of those 17 different accounts paid off. Is because I had proof that I made a payment. Ta-da! So you see what happens when you stay to the end of my videos? Yeah, I do that often. So those of y'all who just you stay the first 5 minutes or so and then you turn the video off, that's what you get. I'm not here to hold your hand. I am not here to hold your hand. Okay? It ain't never worked like that. So what we gonna do here is I am at Home Depot because I need to be at Home Depot. And so while I was here, I was going to let y'all get back to your lives, and I was going to bring this video to an end. I am so glad I had this opportunity to talk to y'all today. Gotta go. Take care.